तो मैं पालक को शॉक ट्रीटमेंट दे रहा हूँ so that like retain the color. This is how like palak paneer and all the palak की जो सब्जियाँ होती है they retain color. First of all you have to boil them in water and then you have to cool them down in ice cold water. We just need ice cubes. Yeah. Bengali cuisine is something that I love because I hold my roots from Bengal, West Bengal. Although I call myself Dhongi Bengali, the reason is that I can't speak or write Bengali. Okay. No, I can speak, I cannot write or read. So I call myself Dhongi Bengali, and also like I started liking it, but like I have not spent a lot of time in West Bengal. So I don't have that kind of taste that a typical Bengali has for fish. So it's still early days. That's why I am still a Dhongi Bengali. My signature dish as of now has been that people have all liked and I love to cook is kosha. That is mutton kosha, which is the 5 hour recipe that I told about. So it's very slowly like caramelizing the onions, like almost for 1 kilogram of mutton you use 1 kilogram of onions or 800 grams. So you slowly caramelize it. You don't cook, use even a small single drop of water. It has to cook in a very slow and caramelized way. It turns out to be rich brown in color. So that's my favorite, I would say that.
But any particular reason? Is it because of the process or the flavor, or why do you think that you like?
So it's not easy to get perfect it. I have seen that I have eaten at many places. First thing that, and as you might have noticed, like I love challenges. Second, the taste. Like after spending like those long hours, like when you taste it, you feel like wow, this feels worth the time that I have spent on it. The easy, quick. I'm never a easy, quick, fast cooking guy. Like that's my wife, Geetanjali. Usually she is very has a lot of shortcuts, or I would say tricks, not shortcuts, tricks to do things quickly. I am like मेरे को इतना time चाहिए. I will do nothing in parallel. I will do everything one step at a time. Like so, if somebody is coming at lunch, and I have to cook kwasha, I will start at 6 in the morning. I'm comfortable that way, like taking it slow, because like cooking is somewhere where I can't do parallel things. Like in my life, I do that a lot, but like in cooking, I'm not very comfortable doing parallel execution.
More than different way of cooking, I think initially when we met, we had very different perspectives to cooking. For him, cooking was more of these are the recipes that I like, these are the dishes I like, these are the recipes I've found, and I will follow them to the T. And he would never go beyond it. Again, these recipes were mostly concentrated on or were from the Bengali cuisine. A few from Hyderabadi cuisine, I think biryani or curries, a few. For me, it's like, okay, I know my culture, I know what all is cooked at home. This I can cook anytime. I need to learn more things. And then I would explore different cuisines. And for me, it's like anyone mentions a dish that I've not had before or never cooked before, I'll be like, this weekend this is happening. It will be cooked at home.
I call her a chef, like because chef are people who I would say that innovate things. I'm more of a home cook, but she cannot follow the recipe even if she is doing it for the first time. So yes, it's not easy to cook together. Like we are cooking meals together, but we are usually not cooking individual items together because we both have a very particular style of cooking.
Okay, so it's like if he is preparing a dish and it's his recipe, then I have to be out of the kitchen. I'll just be there. You need help? You have to tell me what to do. If I am preparing any dish that is my recipe, he has to stay out of the kitchen. You're not even helping me. Because for me, it's time bound. If I'm doing one thing, parallelly I want this done. By the time I've added one ingredient here, my next ingredient is in the process. So that is the way. But at times when we're experimenting with some dish, where we both have researched about this recipe and we're like, okay, then we divide the work. I mean, he takes charge of the curry and then I am responsible for the bread and rice that is to be made. But also within the recipe, then we distribute the work. And I think it's so far that distribution has been fair and went fine. But at times, yeah, there are certain conflicts, and then we stand in front of the gas stove and we're like, this needs to be done. Like, no, this needs to be done. End effect, one of us has to give in, and towards the end, you realize, okay, that was maybe a mistake, or yeah, it turned out right. So, I mean, on weekends, people do activities that they like to do, and it's luckily I found a partner who has same interests. I mean, even if we have two different perspectives about the same thing, some of them complement each other. And for us, then it doesn't become like, okay, this weekend, what do we do? We know there is one portion of it where we will be cooking.
So now we have started that something called as pan-India cooking. So we started from the north. So we take every state, we do a lot of research like what is the local cuisine that is famous there, and then we try to recreate it. Not a lot of them. So we did Jammu, we did Himachal, we did Punjab, Haryana, UP, Rajasthan is the next where we are going towards. So that is what it is allowing us is that first of all our range is increasing. Second is like that we are coming to know that like, okay, many things can be done better way, because there are small techniques in every region which they have adopted because of, you can say, weather, or you can say that like because of certain reasons. So you keep on learning.
And I think it also helped us to some extent to break down certain stereotypes that we had. Like, we thought in Kashmir there are a lot of varieties of meat that is cooked, and there are certain dishes that have become so famous, but initial it was like, okay, these are just few dishes that come from Kashmir. But while watching a few documentaries, we realized that they have over 50 varieties. I think we can't cover that on one weekend. Then we have to shortlist a few things that we've never had.
If you cook with your heart in, like any recipe of any region is amazing. Like, and we luckily are in India where like it's like तू बाहर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. One lifetime is less to explore everything in India. To be honest, like every region has so much of variety, so much of ways to do it. Like तू नॉर्थ में चला जा, करी लीव्स का कोई कंसेप्ट ही नहीं है. तू साउथ में जा, everything is on curry leaves. When you make the fusion out of it, so much more can come out. Like जो individual है वो तो रहने दे. When you fuse them, how much more you can do. So I think like we have a very rich culture. It's important that we understand it, accept it, and take it forward. What I realized with COVID is that like money is something that it does not help even if you have it in excess. If people have to pay for oxygen and then also they are not getting it, it does not make sense to like just hoard money. Instead, like if you can bring smile or help someone in any capacity, like छोटे capacity, so it's better. In the first wave, we were not impacted. I would say that middle class was not impacted. We were just seeing the numbers, if you remember. Like, हाँ, लोग जा रहे हैं, लेकिन अपने आसपास कोई नहीं जा रहा है. Second wave में we start losing our friends and family, right? And I was all alone, like in Pune. Back then, I was not even married. So I was starting feeling very bad about it. Like, I don't know whether tomorrow I will be able to see a morning or not. I'm not with my family. And that's when like what happened was that like, and it was very difficult to even sleep. My neighbors got like COVID positive, and that's when like they were like, food बहुत गंदा मिल रहा है. I was like, I can cook for 2 people. That's not a problem. When I cooked that for the first day, I felt very good. And then like with word of mouth, it started spreading and people were like, ठीक है, हमारे लिए भी बनाओ. So in second wave, we served like almost 1,000 meals to overall all people's, like more than 50 people, and most luckily, touchwood, most of them recovered pretty well. In between, many people approached me like, hey, can you get us food? I was like, यार मैं खुद online मंगा रहा हूँ. It's so costly. I cannot give you raw. And that's when the one pot meals started. Like I was like, कि there are people out there.
So making khichdi again is not because we have some very strong motivation that we're going to change lives of these people. No, it's just that at the end of the day, we are sleeping peacefully, that 15 children won't be hungry, that their stomachs are filled and they'll sleep well. And that has just now become a part of routine. So we don't think of leaving it, stopping it, or giving it up anytime soon, at least as long as financially we can afford. Time wise, it works, it will continue.
How have you managed to be so consistent with all of this? With even like cooking for yourself, cooking for COVID meals, cooking for one pot meals, and also you're like talking about starting a cloud kitchen.
Yeah.
So where is that consistency for you coming from? Like,
So again, the consistency comes from what's priority in my life. So my priority is food. At any given point of time, it's food, good food. Uh, the satisfaction in people I see when they eat my food. I feel very like pumped up when people praise or they like the food. I love what my work is. Like I've been doing it consistently. दो companies में मेरा ये 8वां साल 7वां 7 to 8 years I've been spending. I love doing my work. But then there like एक होता है ना कि एक journey को end करना है तो मेरा next journey क्या होने वाला है. So that's food, like, and that since we both, me and my wife, are both on the same page, like we have to have something unrelated to food. There is a need, there is the market, there is a people who want to try that out. We will serve it.
So in metaphysics, we try to find the laws behind that what is. So we look at food as something that is, because we can see it, it's physically there. But when two people have that meal, or maybe one person cooks that meal, the other one has it, it goes beyond just that physical aspect. It goes into a metaphysical aspect of it. You can call it soul, you can call it love, you can call it some connection between these two people. Food is that, yeah. That is what food is.